All right, guys, back one more time. We've only got a few episodes left this year. This is episode 24, October 17th, 2023. We're going to talk a little bit about the AOP race, upcoming finals, whatever we want to, really.
That's
How's things in Alabama, sir?
good. We're just steadily chugging along. Just went from deciding not to go to finals, to talking about maybe just taking the rest of the year off. So we're just pre-gaming for next year, I reckon.
Yeah, that's probably. I am kind of sad I'm missing finals.
Yeah,
It's the first one I've missed since I've been coming to this stuff. It
right.
just, man, when they moved it to Oklahoma, that's a long ways.
Yeah, and
And
it
and spreading it out over the course of 3 days.
right.
I don't know. I wish we could go back to the old way of just Friday all day, Saturday all day. And
Yeah,
do it
because
like
if you
that.
want to talk about that real quick, I mean, it's like round one starts Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So for the working folks, if that's 12-hour drive for most normal people, you're leaving Wednesday after work, driving through the night, catching a few hours of sleep, and then gearing up to race for the whole weekend. So
Ye-
from 3 to 7, they're going to try to squeeze all classes in to do at least one round.
Yeah, see, I wish we could get away from that Thursday stuff. It's bad enough that it's Friday, Saturday. I wish and I understand finals would be different. It's hard enough for the average Joe to do Friday, Saturday,
Right.
let alone add Thursday in on top of it. Used to on finals weekend, we always had drivers meeting on Thursday night. They wanted everybody there Thursday night. That way, all that was taken care of, and I understand that. I'll give you that. But dang, that's just you got one run Thursday, one run Friday, two runs Saturday. I wish we could just go back to doing it because I mean the stock class, literally the stock class for finals is going to have 4 entries,
Right.
4, and that's Jay Storch, Daniel Heckley, Brandon Davis, and Brayden Upchurch.
Right.
Nobody else is going, either because it's too far or the Thursday through Saturday deal. I mean, that's. I wish there was a way we could get away from that. That way we could have a bigger crowd at finals, like we used to. Anyways, we'll talk about finals a little bit more later. AOP was this weekend. I forget what they called it.
I don't know. It's just it's like a 2-part deal. You had the qualifier, which was a few months back. We actually were scheduled to race that. I don't remember something came up. I don't remember what happened. But we unfortunately weren't able to make it. We gave our spot away. I don't remember who ran, who we gave it to.
Don't recall
I don't.
either.
But everybody qualified, and I don't remember. Maybe like 30 people raced it, and they took the top 20 from each class. I believe. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was top 15 from each class transferred over to the finals, which was for the money,
Right.
$20,000 over the course of the series.
Right.
I think the big bouncers got 10, and then I think the side-by-sides got 5 apiece.
Right. Yeah, there was a bouncer class, like you said, got 10, and then the unlimited UTV was split with the stock UTV.
Yeah. Our boy Brayden went down to run the stock. He qualified second fast in the qualifier race, I guess.
Right.
Got second quick in it. And then, of course, it was a little different course then. It was a little more wide open through the field, had some wood stuff in it, but qualified second, was really hoping he'd go down there and bring the money back. Got down there, man. I guess he just choked.
Yeah. I was really expecting to see him on the podium.
I was too. I was rooting for him. I was going to go. I was originally planning on going, and maybe that's what happened. I didn't go. If I'd have been there, he'd have probably done better. But no, we were going to go, and then life got in the way. I needed to be here at work, so we stayed and done some work here Saturday. But I'm not sure really what happened.
Yeah.
Why don't we just call him?
Yeah.
You want to call him?
Yeah. Well, I mean, hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, let's get him on here. Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
We're just so you know, we are recording.
Oh.
Me and Dan wanted to hear what happened at AOP.
Well, I went through a rock section a lot faster than a lot of other people did. And going fast wasn't really the answer. I ended up pulling an axle apart and getting a flat tire, and I couldn't turn.
Well, I know you told me it was hard to drive. I guess you know why.
Yeah, figured that out.
When you got that one wheel peel in the back, that'll do that.
Yeah.
That'll get you 9 times out of 10.
Well, go over the whole day with us. How did you get 2 runs, or was it just one, or what? How did they have?
Just one run. Whatever you got was what you got.
Yeah.
And it was kind of an odd course. You went up a rock section, and then you had to make an immediate, really tight left, come back down a hill, go to a right, make a really tight rock section, or go through a really tight rock section. Then you had to make another sharp left and come back down a dirt straightaway, and then make another hard left and come back through another rock garden. And then that was the course.
Yeah.
In 3-wheel drive.
Yeah, in 3-wheel drive. Not ideal.
Yeah, that had to have been rough with a blown tire, 3-wheel drive. And AOP, if anybody knows AOP,
Dude, that place is rough.
you know that there's quite a few rock sections, and it can be anything from rocks the size of maybe a wheelbarrow to rocks the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Right.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it's rough too. It's not just like
The dog even says it's rough.
Yeah.
Some rock sections are kind of like you can go smoothly over them, and these were just beat and bang all the way through them.
Yeah.
Well,
rooting for you.
We were rooting for you. That's what we said. Them and not to lay off on any of the other boys. We didn't know none of the boys that.
I didn't know any of the top 3.
Yeah. So we were really hoping you'd bring back us enough money to at least buy us lunch or something.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
All right, brother. We just gonna check in on you while we's up here.
All right.
How we gonna do that? How we gonna do at finals?
Well, hopefully good. We've still got a little bit of fixing to do. So
yeah, you should have an axle here tomorrow.
Hopefully. That one just pulled apart. It didn't actually break.
Oh, okay.
So,
but
hopefully we'll be able to get it back together tonight and be on the road tomorrow. Or get it together tomorrow and be on the road.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Brayden got to go tour the Super Grip warehouse today.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
Went down there.
To familiar faces, or was it just go pick a tire or two up?
It was go pick some tires up and leave. I was probably there maybe 15 minutes.
So they didn't even know you were there. You just swooped in, got you a tire.
You should have snuck us some out the back door too. Right on. Well, we'll check in with you throughout the weekend. We're gonna be watching. So go get the big trophy.
There you go.
That's what we're going for.
That's a big one. All right, brother. We're just going to check on you. We'll let you go.
Guys.
Enjoy your night. Get that buggy put back together.
Bye.
See you.
Bye. Well, I hate that for him, but that, you win some, you lose some. That's racing.
You win some, you lose some. I don't know. I was really hoping he'd go down there and do good, and he was hoping he'd go down there and do good. And the way he's evolved over the year, I mean, and I hate to put expectations on him.
Right.
But, everybody, I think, was looking for him to do good. And I seen the video of him running. And if he hadn't busted that tire right out of the gate, they'd have had their hands full.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was flying. But That's also why he busted a tire too. So you'll have that.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of the mentality I think that he's got also, which is good. It's like you see a rock section. That rock section can be totally different at qualifying speed or at pre-running speed versus race pace. So, hitting those rock sections wide open, that's usually the mentality that you have when you're running some of Clyde stuff.
Oh yeah.
But when it gets to AOP, that's a totally different scenario.
The very first, probably the very first rock race I ever went to was at AOP. It was a straight up race, and that was the first time I'd ever been there. And I was like, "What in the world is this mess?" Because you come out of the parking lot, literally out of the parking lot, and go nowhere, and it is just nothing but a giant uphill rock garden.
Right.
I mean, really. And if anybody's ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never been there, go look at some of the videos because that place is rowdy. All right, so like I said, they were at AOP this past weekend. Dan's got the results, so I'm not going to do an after the episode rundown this week. It was just the one race, not a whole lot going on, so we're just going to talk about that now. So Dan's got the results. I'll let him give those to you, and then we're going to talk a little bit about a surprise entry. One of our favorite people that runs in the bouncer class. We'll talk about her when we get there. So let's start with the stock class and then take us to the unlimited, and we'll talk about the bouncers.
So the stock class, top of the podium was Tanner Blanzett in first. Second place was Alex Kennedy. And wrapping up the podium, third place, Zach Pickett.
Is that? I wonder if Zach is if that's some of Taylor's.
I don't know. I'm not really familiar with any of these guys, but congrats to all of them.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I was thinking when I saw that, I was wondering if that was some of Taylor's gang.
Yeah, that's a rough course. I know a few of the names that was in the unlimited top three. Who we got in the unlimited class?
Yeah, third place we have Madison Mad Dog King. She came in third. Second place was Brian Edwards, which Brian's a pretty good wheelman himself. And then first place was Brandon Grindle.
And then
I'm going to say he may drive the Ride Cartel.
I'm not sure. I'm not real familiar with his name, and that's my fault. Brian, we know from the Southern Land Riders, and he races some of our stuff too. And then of course everybody knows Madison. Bouncers saw a pretty familiar podium, all but one name.
Yeah.
Who we got in the bouncer class?
So the first place in the bouncer class was Carlos Martinez. Second place, and probably one of my favorite buggies, was Jason Keene and the old Rat Rod buggy.
Oh, dude.
Man, I know they fought tooth and nail to get that thing put together just so they could run.
They said they was putting a motor in that thing at 3 a.m. the morning before the race.
Yeah, I'm thinking that on Friday, at some point Friday, they were on Facebook saying they were looking for a 6.0 engine or 6.2, anything to get them going. But Jason was able to pull off second place finish, and brother Wes Keene, third place on the podium.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good podium. Your winner, they said it, and I'm drawing a blank now. I can't remember the chassis. I think it's an Angry Fab chassis, maybe.
I thought when I saw that buggy, I was thinking it may have been an Angry Fab chassis.
Yeah. Don't know the driver, but hey, come show up, show out, and take that money back home. Congrats to those three, and I mean, kudos to them.
Yeah, but speaking of showing out,
but everybody's favorite co-host or host of Hillside Live, who hardly ever gets to race with us anymore, Bree Molitor, finished in fourth place, was one of the four to actually complete the hill.
Right.
In a buggy that's how old now?
I don't know. I know that I think it's Avenger 2.0 is the buggy, and I think they built that thing quite a while back. But
Yeah.
It's a tough buggy.
Yeah, and she doesn't get to race, but I don't know, a handful of times a year,
Right.
and it's usually in stuff like this. She doesn't run it in the National Rock Series, but to come basically off the couch, not literally, but off the sidelines and in, and then have the run that she had. And listen, I've seen the videos. She beat that thing to death.
Yeah.
And was able to get up that hill. So I want to make sure Bree gets her shout out. She does a lot for rock racing in general.
Right.
On Hillside Live every week. Does a lot of behind the scenes promotion.
Right.
And so when she does get a chance to get out there and race, everybody's rooting for her. Glad to see her do extremely well. I wish she could have got on that podium. That would have been cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's run some UTVs. We got her in Travis Skelton's bouncer, Razor bouncer. Oh, it's probably been 3 years ago up at Dirty Turtle. She's run that, and then she's run the stock class a few times in that 4-seater she had. So she don't get to race with us a whole lot, but she does dabble still. And so I don't know, just excited to see her out and see her get to enjoy herself. So speaking of Bree, we're gonna get to see. I guess I get to watch her Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on Hillside Live,
Right.
Because we get, like I said, we got finals coming up. The stock class championship is 8 points, I think.
Ooh.
I think Brayden's down 8 points on Brandon Davis. The big bouncers, I think, is like 50-something points from first to second, and they're getting 4 runs. So that's not over. UTV Unlimited class, as long as he is able to run all the hills, I don't see anybody catching Clay. And then Bounty, I forgot to look it up. I can't remember who's leading Bounty. It's Casey. Casey Howell's still leading Bounty.
Right.
But Cooper, the last race really killed Cooper's chances at trying to get that championship. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming all those guys are going. If Josh Krapinski goes to finals, and I'm not sure if he's entered and going to race or not. You know, he's sitting, I think, in third place.
Right.
He's jumped to third, and he's right on Cooper's heels. So, you know, still in that class, anybody could win the championship. I mean, you've seen what happened to us last year.
Right, for sure. It could be anybody's game, and that's a total. You know, if I'm not mistaken, last year it was 200 points.
We were, yeah. Well, we got. Did Bounty get 3? Bounty got 3 runs last year. So
it was.
There was 150 possible.
Right, 150 possible points, and then this year there may be 200, if not more.
It's still 50 per run, so I'm thinking. I mean, the most you can earn if they get all 4, the most they can earn is 200.
Right.
And the points spread. I'm looking at my sheet from last week. Looks like it's like 50, 60 points from first to second. So that's not. You know, if something happens to Casey, especially if something was to happen to him on Thursday night.
Right.
You know, that was just kind of what happened to us. We
it's one NF
had a bad Thursday night, and then there it was. You know, we slipped all the way off. So that's not over with. I do think Unlimited class is pretty well wrapped up, unless he just blows an engine. And I think at this point he has got such a big lead that even if he did blow an engine, they'll pull one out of something and put in his buggy so he can get that championship, because he's got a 120-point lead.
Right. And this being finals, the way I understand the rules is whatever car you start Thursday in, that's your car for the weekend. Yep. There is no you know, like just say in Cup and Bounty, you know, being on Fridays, if I were to run one car in Cup and we destroy the car, we can run another car in Bounty for that weekend. But once you actually start a class in a car, that's your car for the weekend.
Yeah, there's no backup cars. There's no nothing. You can change everything, but the chassis itself has to remain the chassis of record, I guess, for the event. So you'll see some people thrashing this weekend to try and stay where they are or get what they can. And another class I think that is pretty well a runaway is the last year, I'm going to talk about our boy Brantley a little bit. Last year, our boy Brantley missed the first race of the year, which I think was in Texas.
Right.
Yeah. He didn't go to Texas, so he missed the first race of the year. Well, that ended up costing him the season championship by just a handful of points, like 50 points or something. And there was 100 available to him at Texas. So this year he's got to run all the events. He's got a 70-point lead. So Brantley, as long as he doesn't have any issues, it's the same way. You're supposed to get 4 runs like everybody else. As long as he doesn't have any issues, he should be able to get that championship. You want to try and get a hold of him?
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. We'll see if we can't get him.
Dial him up.
He's probably liable to answer the phone cussing.
What the?
You not know it's a school night?
Yeah, no kidding. I didn't realize it was so late. All right, we tried. Brantley didn't answer. We didn't realize it was 10 o'clock on a school night. Brantley's like 11.
Our bad.
Yeah, that's poor planning on our part. We just thought everybody should stay up all night and party with us.
Yeah, it's Tuesday night. They should know we're recording.
Yeah, everybody needs to know it's podcast night and guard your phone. And maybe they do know it's podcast night, and that's why they didn't answer.
Yeah,
they're like, no, we're not messing with them fools.
Yeah, put your phone in the microwave.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully Brantley goes out there, and they invited me to go with them and stay with them all weekend. And I wished I could. I'm going to miss being out there, but hopefully he gets to get him a big championship trophy this year. So,
right.
Like I said, every class is going to be pretty close. I'm more intrigued with the stock class just because, well, one, Rock Life's name's on the series.
Yeah.
And then I've got a little cousin who a year ago was, literally terrified to race. Wanted to, was scared to death to do it, and has come all this way. And he's only got to outrun one person to have 6 podiums in a row, I think.
Right.
Which is pretty cool, and then a podium for the year. And he's only got to outrun Brandon. If Brandon slips up the least little bit, he could get that championship. So
that's right.
I'm going to be watching, if nothing else, for him. Bouncer class, I tell you what. Poor Jay Stores.
Yeah.
Did you see his Facebook post today?
I did not, but I know he has had some.
Well, after his beat down on Ford Play at Bikini Bottoms, he has lost another engine.
Oh.
I don't know if that's 2 or 3 this year.
Fudge.
Yeah. So he said.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I know it's number 2.
Well, so he lost one at West Virginia.
Could be 3, yeah.
He lost one at West Virginia, and then this one I know. And I swear I think there was one at the start of the year. I'm not certain, though. But he said he was going to be there in Showstopper, too. I think, by the way the post read, he's a little disheartened. Said he didn't know what the future was for Ford Play and him racing and whatnot. But I think that's just the gremlins have got to him, too. And I'm telling you, boys, if he'd call that thing LS Play instead of Ford Play or something like that, get old trusty LS in that thing, he'd quit having these issues.
Right.
Just don't get the motors that Matt Holt gets. Don't go to
Right.
Matt Hold's junkyard. Go somewhere else.
For sure.
So he's had a rough time. Who else?
I think Matt's boat with Jay. Like I'm like you. I think Jay may be 2 or 3 engines deep. I'm thinking that Matt may be 3 or 4.
Yeah. Oh,
You got to stay away from high mileage LS motors.
High mileage LS motors. Listen, them new Ford rental trucks has got a pretty good engine in them. Maybe Matt needs to rent one of them for a season.
There you go.
And borrow some parts out of it. Let's see. Who else? Let's talk about somebody else. Who have we not talked about this year that could go to finals and have a good run? Oh, I know.
I do too. I tell you, you go first, and I'm thinking we're probably thinking about the same person.
So somebody I gave a lot of shit to at the first of the year, and not really a lot of shit, but I mentioned a couple times how I didn't think they could win the championship in either series if they ran both series, which was Nathan King. You know, I said that a couple times, and it's proved itself. It's just 2 series is just too hard on a single machine. It just is. I mean, even, Brandon Davis has done the stock class and the cup class in that stock Can-Am. And he's had some parts failures along the way and not saying that he wouldn't have if he's running 2 different machines.
Right.
But that's a lot of abuse. Well, Nathan done some trading around, I guess, and ended up with the former rental buggy that Wade Good had. So I'm interested to see what he can do with that out at Mid-America.
Right.
I think he could go out there and he could possibly win whatever he's entered in. Because I don't know where they're racing at Mid-America, but those hills out there aren't like the hills at West Virginia. They're not like the hills at Bikini Bottoms, unless they've cut some that we don't know about. But those are more race hills at Mid-America. Right. So I think he could take that buggy out there and put a stink in the show, put a wrench in some people's plans. I think he could show up out there and possibly, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if he won the unlimited class or if he won the bounty class, or both.
Right.
So who you got in mind?
Yeah, I was thinking Nathan King. Like it's we know what the rental buggy or the ex rental buggy, whatever you want to call it, is capable of at Mid-America.
Oh, it's fast.
So it, it's a capable buggy.
It's fast. Now Nathan did run at AOP this past weekend, and I did see some footage of it being loaded on the trailer with 3 wheels. So he's figuring out the width of that new buggy, I guess. Of course, like I said, AOP is them rocks, man. That's probably one of them. I didn't see a video of what caused it. Just seen a video of them putting it in the trailer.
Right.
So he's still learning that buggy, but that buggy's fast, and he is a fast driver. So I really think he could go out there and put a wrench in everybody's plans. I look for Cody Kaysen to do well out there. Obviously Clay's going to do good, and Cooper's going to do good if they got his back together.
Yeah, I really feel like that's probably your podium right there.
Those 4.
It's a toss-up those 4.
It's a toss-up those 4. And if I don't know what Casey's doing. He's got that bounty lead. I don't know if he'll run Cup since he's not in the top 3. If I was him, I probably wouldn't. I would forego this one event just to run the class that I'm leading the points in. Probably.
Right.
Would make sense. Because you've seen that at the Bikini Bottoms event. There was some guys that were in the bounty class that pulled out of the bounty class because they were saving the car for finals. So I look for some people to do that at finals, maybe pull one class to save for the other. For a couple years, we were lucky enough to have a car for each class.
Right.
So we didn't have to worry about that. This year we've had to pick and choose a little bit more. Probably should have been a little more pickier and choosier.
Yeah, like to look back on it, and we've talked about this before, it's just tough on a single car for each class to, to double duty a car all weekend. So, we've got some things in the works for next year, and we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes.
Dude, next year I just want to go. I just want us to go race and have fun.
Wherever.
We're just gonna. I don't even care if we race. I mean, I want it to race. I want to race. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I mean, it's like you said. That's what everybody usually builds a new car after the season. There are a lot of guys they freshen up a car. So we're going to throw a wrench in things, and we're building us something that we can trail ride in.
Well, that's man. If we can ever get all of our projects together at one time,
right,
dude, we could everybody in our little group could have their own machine, and we could all just go trail ride together, and have one hell of a time. With what you've got in your head, and with what's being built somewhere else, and with some of the ideas that I've got, oh man, I wish one of these days when I play the lottery, I'm going to win the damn thing, and then we'll have whatever we want.
Yeah, but we'll spill those beans when it's time to spill them. But I mean, we're going to have fun next year. I can promise you.
Yeah, that's we need to come up with a shirt, the friggin' party tour or something. Yeah. We need to make it a point to just enjoy ourselves next year, and to hell with worrying about winning and losing and points and things like that. I do love the good championship chase, but sometimes you need to reset, and I think next year is going to be our reset.
There you go.
All right, so like I mentioned earlier, we've only got a couple episodes left in the year. We're going to do one after finals. We may try and get a couple of our points champions on with us just to have a little conversation with them about how they thought the year turned out. So we'll do one after finals, and then we may do one more to close the year out. And then from there on up until next season, we're going to be kind of probably sporadic when we drop stuff. We may do still one monthly just to kind of let you know what's going on, or if we have something really important we want to tell you. But we are going to continue this next season, so don't forget about us. We got at least 2 more this year, and then we'll be back right before the start of the season next year. So let us know in the comments, and send us an email, a text, a postcard. We don't care. Let us know, what you'd like to see on the episodes, something to think about before we close the season down this year with the, like I said, only a couple episodes left. So let us know. We take all critiques. We've had a blast doing this year. So just wanted to let everybody know what to look forward to in the next couple weeks. We'll try and get, like I said, who we see. So Brandon's probably going to be one. We'll see. We've had most of our possible champions already on. We'll try and get the Bounty Series champion on. We've not had none of those guys.
Right.
So we'll shoot for them, and maybe we'll give Brantley another shot to answer his daggone phone.
Yeah, quit leaving us red.
Well, we're going to have to call him before his bedtime, I guess. All right, you got anything you want to close out with today, bud?
I'm good. We're just going to keep on kind of trucking along. We've got a couple of projects, as we mentioned, in the works, so we've got some shop time and shop duties to do and keep up with, and get some things scheduled and ready for next year. We've been talking to a couple of different sponsors for next year and see who's staying on board with us for next year and who's not. And we're going to have a good let our hair down year for next year.
I'm excited. I'm ready. All right, guys, we'll see you again next week. We'll talk about the finals. Keep your eye open from that. Watch the live feed on Rock Racing TV on Facebook. If you want to talk and interact with those guys that are doing the broadcast, It's available on Rock Racing TV on Facebook. It's available on YouTube and several other places. But if you want to interact, go to the Rock Racing TV, not the group, the actual Facebook page on Facebook. Shoot them guys some questions while they're on there. They'll get them answered for you. We wish everybody luck at the finals. Hopefully, all of our Rock Life drivers have a good event out there and get to bring home some hardware. Guys, we'll see you next week. Bye.
This episode is brought to you by Rock Life Offroad. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.